right? Luck has nothing to do with it, right? Luck is just something that happens to people who do things right all the time, right? That's what luck is. Nothing to do with it, right? So it is fortunate that Frank Verducci, right, was our GA at Maryland, so he called me about him. It was probably the best thing ever happened to me here at the college because it changed the trajectory of the program. But there was no luck involved after that. So I think that's kind of a cool thing to realize that, inclusion, and we talk about that here all the time, to include people takes a little bit of courage. It takes courage to include people you don't know about. It takes courage for those people to be included. It takes a lot. And so it really is important to see somebody succeed. You guys know him. He's going to write the book, right? Bryant McKinnie is going to write the book, right? But, he kind of wrote the history of this school from an athletic standpoint and changed a lot of views of a lot of people to be included. McKinney he kind of wrote from an athletic standpoint. He kind of wrote.
Everybody, welcome to another edition of the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rieger. Good guy, the no co-host, Danny Berg. Turn to Tom. Triple threat Tom.
Twin Bill Tom.
Twin Bill Tom.
Still takedown Tom,
Takedown
too.
Tom.
Everything's still being played.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Good.
I mean, it's good, but
Yeah.
everything all at once, right?
Still going.
Yeah.
It's men's basketball. We're done.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So let's
even
start
though-
with Amir Mack.
Yeah, Amir Mack, despite men's basketball season ending, Amir Mack put a nice ribbon on top of the season,
Yeah.
especially for himself, with scoring his 1,000th
Yeah.
point here, which is the first time that's happened since I've been here.
Right.
So,
what did we say,
kudos,
6 years?
Kudos to him.
Mark
It's
Perry
been
was the last one.
Not since Mark Perry, which was 2016. It was
Okay.
the 15-16 season was
Yep.
when he did it, and he just crossed 1,000. Mac finishes with 1,022. He had 612 points this year.
Wow.
So he really put together
Right.
a pretty impressive year.
Minus any playoff games.
Right.
So,
and against some really, really high-level competition.
Absolutely.
We played a handful of Division I teams, and
Right.
some of them twice.
Yep.
And they're perennial powerhouses in Harcum and Monroe and things like that. So,
Who bring in size.
right. Yeah, it's not like
so-
he's just over.
So the men's season ended with their loss to Mercer on Saturday. Our women's team is still going. Did they play last week?
They played at Monroe.
All right, yes.
Both teams played at
right,
Monroe.
They lost a kind of a close game at Monroe.
It was a weird game. They were down 17 at one point. They cut to 7.
Right.
And then they were down 12 late. Or excuse me, they were down 22 late, and they cut it all the way down to about 12, and then were able to kind of get as close as 9 at the end of things. So honestly, after losing, I think it was by like 30 to Monroe the first time around,
Uh-huh.
the women are really starting to pick things up.
Right, and I know that did end their losing streak, but at
Yeah.
least they were a little bit more competitive.
Right.
Their season ended Region 19 play on Tuesday, which is actually today. There's
trip
a score,
to Union.
Trip to Union. There's the result because we don't know yet because we're filming today, even though you're watching Thursday.
And this is an important matchup because this game, us against Union, is happening the same day that Raritan is on the road at Harcum.
Okay.
And right now, Raritan is the number 1 seed in Region 19. Depending on what happens, if Raritan wins at Harcum, if let's say we upset Union, if that happens or whatnot, it could kind of shake up what the top 2 and
Right.
top 3 is
Right.
going to look like.
Right,
in
we're
terms of
locked
the
in as the
playoffs.
4. We're going to host
Yes.
Middlesex on Saturday, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yep.
I'm here at the Union, so you can catch that. Steve Young, Triple Threat Tom
We're back.
broadcast, or come out to the Union, pay $5, and watch women's
Let's see some
basketball.
live basketball. Why
Yeah.
not?
Last one of the year
Yeah.
for
Last
basketball.
home basketball game of the year. Yep.
Yep.
Sorry,
And then
something in my eye.
let's talk about wrestling because we lead off that even though we didn't put it to a formal vote, the informal vote is that Simeon Hunte is Athlete of the Week.
Sure
who
is.
won the 197
Yeah.
pound weight class in the Gulf Atlantic.
He
And
did.
the Gulf Atlantic did not disappoint. They brought in a whopping some snow and
Just what we were hoping for,
temperatures,
right?
you know? So,
3 inches of snow on Saturday morning in the Gulf Atlantic. The people from South are saying we didn't sign up for this.
Neither did people from North.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
And then Patrick and Henry, and he's looking at it, and to see our softball team going down there next week, and this week in the play, it's going to be 60 degrees.
Right, perfect.
But the Gulf Atlantic, it was awesome. We had
Yep.
the most competitors we've had since we've started hosting here
Yeah.
in 2019. The Falcons as a team did really well. I mean, we'll talk individually, but we qualified six of our wrestlers to go to the national championships out in Council Bluffs, Iowa Western, March 1st and 2nd.
Right. But Simeon won his weight class, as did Shannon, the 285. But Shannon was already athlete of the week, so we got to spread the love.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Simeon bumped up a weight class
Right.
too from last year.
Bumped up a weight class. I think he finished 4th last year in the,
He got in
district
as
as
the
well.
last automatic qualifier of his weight class.
So really worked his tail off
Right.
to get where he was
He
this
looked
year.
good. I was listening. We had a very seasoned official here, and during I think Simeon's semifinal bout, when it was done, he said, "Damn it, guys, that was the best match I've had all day. Way to go!" So to hear that from someone who is so well versed in the sport and sees a lot of wrestling, it was good to see. And Simeon really held his own on Saturday.
That was the match against the kid from Bergen, right?
Yeah.
And it was a rematch from when they wrestled a couple of weeks ago when Simeon got a late takedown to win at the last second, and then almost the same thing. It was that tight. It was that good. So,
And then John Caroma also won his weight class.
Yep.
Yeah, 174.
really impressive.
Right. So 3 guys win the weight class, and then Dylan Hogan's second, and
At 165.
I know we have a wild card. Eddie's going as a wild card, and there's one other dude we're
Felix
missing.
Mendez.
Felix Mendez.
At I think 149.
149.
He got the last automatic qualifier spot there too. So, we sent 6 last year.
Right.
I think we had 2 wild cards last year. We were able to send 6 again this year. Only 1 wild card. Eddie's record I don't think indicates the season he had after being here and watching him wrestle. He did really well. But I think the majority of his losses came against non-junior college wrestlers.
Yeah.
So he had only wrestled against, I think, 1 junior college wrestler prior to Saturday. It was a kid from Bergen who ended up winning his weight class.
And even the matches he had on Saturday, he lost a 15-12 thriller.
Yeah.
That was one of the more high-scoring matches I've seen. And then even the one he lost, I think it was 9-2. That thing was 2-2 or tight, pretty much right up until the end of the second period, where I think he just kind of lost a little steam towards the end. It was the 4th match of the day he had wrestled, but he wrestled really well on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was great to have that many people here. It's nice to see some familiar faces that we only see on a yearly basis. Congratulations to Sussex. It's their 3rd year having wrestling. They won.
Yep.
Bergen was the runner-up, and we finished 3rd for Region 19. So hopefully it'll be good things to come for us.
I thought it was
out in Council Bluffs, and we have 3 of the guys won matches last year.
Right. So hopefully they could do that. I thought I was tired waking up for 5 a.m. weight room sessions, but I was more tired on Saturday sitting watching wrestling all day. So I don't care. I don't want the wrestlers to tell me how tired they were having to wrestle 4 or 5 matches. They didn't have to sit behind the scorer's table for 9 hours.
Right.
Well, you wouldn't have known it listening to your voice.
He
You're
You're
still
still
booming.
pleasantry.
still booming
of
in
course.
there.
Yes, and stuff too. So, all right. Well, are you going to talk to Simeon?
I'm going to try to, yeah.
He's adamant on me saying hello to him.
So hi, Simeon.
He'll walk by my office and he'll say, "Hi, Mike." And if I'm in the middle of a phone call, whatever, he'll stay there and wait till I say hello.
He's only in a few words
Yes.
too, though, so it's kind of funny to see him break out.
I'm gonna attempt to try to talk to him. We may have another interview coming up with a prestigious Lackawanna alum potentially as well.
Well,
on
I met
this
Bryant
episode.
this morning.
He was in the weight room, right?
I thought he'd be bigger.
Let's come back. You can tell us about how small he is.
All right.
All right.
All right. We'll be back. Falcons Corner, pick 5. This morning.
He was in the weight room, right?
He's
You can tell us about how small he is.
all right.
All right.
All right. This morning.
He was in the weight room, right?
He's all right.
All right.
All right. This morning.
He was in the
Hey, it's Tom Ferguson, Sports Information Director with Lackawanna College, and we're here talking with our Lackawanna College Athlete of the Week, Simeon Hunte from Lackawanna College Wrestling, champion at 197 in the Gulf Atlantic District this past weekend, and on your way to nationals for the second year in a row. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Secondly, how does it feel to know you're going back out to the Midwest and being a part of the national tournament again?
It feels good because last year, really didn't go my way. Went on 2 last year, so it feels good to give it another
Second
shot.
year in a row. First of all,
197.
right. So tell me about that, because last year you competed at 174. You took your licks, you took your bumps a little bit, and then this year you bumped up in weight class. Was that a conscious effort by you to eventually get there, or how did that come about?
So during the summer, I was just eating, and I came back to college at 195. I haven't checked my weight all summer, so I told coach I was going 197. He was shocked at first, but yeah, it was a big jump. And I didn't know I was going to do last year, but I felt strong. Give another shot.
Oh, so was there like a noticeable? So tell me about that, because last wrestling at a bigger weight class, like what was that difference?
So wrestling at a bigger weight class, I felt like way more stronger.
Okay.
And faster. When I was at 174, I felt like sucked in, drained, cutting weight every week. So I felt like tired and slow. So at 197, I felt like I can do way better.
It felt like at 174 last year, you might have been even a little bit bigger, like taller than some of the people you wrestled. So do you feel like that kind of evened its way out? 197, you're facing people a little more your size at this point? Yeah,
a little bit more my size.
So obviously things have started to work and click for you. Let's go through this past weekend at the Gulf Atlantic. You open up with a pretty impressive 30-second pin. I mean, how did that feel to kind of get that first match out of the way like that?
That felt good because going into the next match, I wouldn't be tired at all, So still fully energized, so it felt great getting a pin in 30 seconds.
Right, and then you face your opponent from Thaddeus Stevens in the next round. That was a really great match. I think I had a couple officials that came up to some of the administration and said that was one of the best matches they've had. Finishes 8-4 decision for you. What was that one like?
Oh, it was a close one. I had seen him before back in Millersville, so I knew he was going to come with like more aggression. And so I knew it was going to be a good match going into that match.
Yeah, and you pull it out, and then you face the kid from Bergen, Matthews Marin. You guys had a thriller a couple weeks ago here at the Student Union where you pulled out the win at the end. But this one, what was it that kept you going? Because you were in control for pretty much all that match.
So last time I versed, it was my stamina that got the best of me. I was tired way throughout the match, and going into this match, I already knew what he would do. What he does, snatch down. So I just had to stay strong in my base, my stance, take shots.
Right.
I was going to get him.
Right, and you were able to do that. I mean, how did that feel for you to kind of see that final buzzer go off and know that you had won the championship?
It felt great because last year I got 4th place and I didn't sit well with me. So this year it felt great getting first. My last year at Lackawanna. Right,
and you got a win, and then you're able to see Shannon pick up a win, and obviously John too. What was that like to kind of see your teammates succeed?
It's a great feeling. See, we worked together all year, and to see at the postseason our last ride together is great. Seeing a win.
Right. We're talking with Simeon Hunte here, our athlete of the week from Lackawanna College Wrestling. So Simeon, let's learn a little bit about you. Sure. Where are you from?
I'm from Burlington Township, New Jersey.
So what brought you here to Lackawanna College?
I was going through this process on a NCSA app, and I came across Lackawanna, and I got in contact with Coach Barb, and give him a call. Came down for a visit. And I liked it, liked the view, liked the town, and I fell in love with it.
What did something just click when you were here, and you're like, this is where I can be?
Yeah.
And it obviously worked out. What do you think about wrestling in the gym above us, the student union upstairs?
I feel like it's a great size, stuff like that.
It's a cool atmosphere, right?
Atmosphere.
What are you studying here at Lackawanna?
I was going to do in the communications field.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do with communications?
I would like being like a manager, producer, stuff like that.
Okay, so kind of behind the scenes, like television production, or even okay. All right, cool. That's as a former communications major, I like to hear that. That's good stuff. So what is your goal after Lackawanna? What do you want to try to do after Lackawanna?
Like going to a different school.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-year university. I'm talking to East Stroudsburg University right now, so I'm most likely going to end up there.
Okay. Oh, that's a great communications program there too, as well. So, and obviously you'd like to continue to wrestle at your 4-year school as well. Well, that's very good. You're very confident. You know what you want to do. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Going into the national tournament, was there something last year that you felt like you learned from that experience that you can use this time around?
Yeah, you gotta stay focused. It's a lot of people around you. It's more than like 1,000 people, so you gotta stay focused and keep your own mindset.
Do you feel like because you were there last year, because you experienced it, that you're not going to be quite as, I'm not saying you were intimidated, but you won't be quite as intimidated, quite as in awe this time around?
Oh, I won't be intimidated.
So you know what you're going in there to do, right?
Confident.
So let's talk about your wrestling superstitions or things that you do to get ready. Is there anything that you need to do before a match, you need to do on match day to make sure you're in line, you're ready to go?
I gotta have my music on, my music blasting in my ears.
Okay, so what are we blasting in our ears here?
Like how you like Meek Mill.
Okay.
T Grizzly, stuff like that. Dreams and Nightmares is one of them.
Okay, all right. So music that gets you hyped up, right? Right. Because I know when I talked to Dylan, he was almost like, I don't want to say classical, but he was very, he was a little more relaxed, depending on his mood. Because sometimes he needs that stuff to hype him up, and sometimes he needs stuff to mellow him up. But you need energy, right?
I have music, yeah.
What about you? Do you have like a routine with anybody on the team before you get ready, like sparring, jumping around, anything like that?
Me and Shannon go at it, and in practice we just take fake shots, takedowns, snap downs, all that stuff. We just go at it. We push each other.
Do you feel like sparring with Shannon and kind of working with him in practice that improves you as a wrestler too?
Yeah, because he's way more bigger. So going against him, it gets me stronger with my grip, handles, and my shots.
Right.
So because he's much bigger.
So I know the goal is to get some wins this next weekend, I should say. What are you looking forward to about it?
I'm looking forward to getting that All-American title.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. Well, Simeon, congratulations so much on Athlete of the Week. Good luck next weekend. We hope to talk about you guys and another great outing for you. That's what we're hoping for. We'll be back with more. It's Falcons Corner. Take flight. Guys, and another great outing for you. That's what Corner. Take flight. Bam. Corner. Hey, it's Tom Ferguson, Sports Information Director with Lackawanna College, and we're here talking with our Athlete of the Week. Nariyah Turner from Lackawanna College women's basketball was Athlete of the Week 2 weeks ago, part of a 4-game winning streak, had a sophomore day that was pretty much all about you, Nariyah. Appreciate you joining us here. I know this season has had its challenges. It's been up and down, but you guys have seemed to really start to coalesce last couple of weeks. You had a nice 4-game winning streak heading into this past weekend, and what's been working? What's been clicking for you guys?
We actually really start clicking as a team together. Like we really starting to build that connection. We really starting to play as a family. Like not being selfish, sharing the ball, just like knowing personnel, like just bringing it all together. Even though it came like at the end of the season, it's still good. Like it's good that we know we can have that connection, and that's good. Even though I'm not coming back, it's good for next year.
Right.
So it's going to be that connection still there from this year to next year. That's going to transfer, and it's going to be. I ain't going to be there, but I know it's going to be big. For them. It's going to be amazing.
You've had to play a little bit out of position this year, handling the ball a lot more. You've had to kind of shoulder that and shoulder this a leader role as well. It seems like you've grown into that a little more. How have you handled it?
Like in the beginning of the year, I was like kind of a bit uncomfortable, and then like I said, like me and my teammates, like we like started building that connection, and it like started making me more comfortable. Even Coach Monica making me more comfortable in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Like coming from a 4-1 was like a big difference, and I feel like my teammate and my coach set me up to really play this position. Like going into another school, I would have to play a guard position, so it would be better in for me. So
you've had to handle the ball a lot more, obviously, and distribute a little more too. I mean, it helps to have good scorers like Jayla and Desiree as well. But you've done some scoring yourself. You had a nice little run. It's what earned you Athlete of the Week. I mean, what was clicking for you in terms of your offense over that 4-game winning streak?
I don't know. I feel like I was just like in my groove like a little bit, and like it was just like. I don't know. I just felt like I was just in my groove, and I was like feeling like myself on the court. It's just like once I get myself going, and then it was like
Your game seems to be you can get to the basket. You got a little mid-range game. You can kind of take people down low and do stuff like that, and that seems like it worked well for you. And when you combine that with maybe some of the outside shooting that Desiree can bring, or even Jayla slashing to the basket, it feels like you guys have at least a good threesome there that's able to score and able to get you guys some points.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's scary.
how has it been to kind of see them grow? Because they were first-year players, kind of stepping into those scoring roles immediately, and to see them kind of continuously improve and get better as the season has gone on.
I love that. Like, especially as a sophomore, like being in that position, like it's really good to see like my freshmen really get comfortable in their position, like really exploding, really scoring, really like I just love it. Like even like if it's like a little pass, I'm assisting them all game. Like, I just get hyped up. Like that's just how I am.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just really like I'm proud of them. Like I'm really proud of them.
We're talking with Nariyah Turner here, our athlete of the week from 2 weeks ago on Falcons Corner. Nariyah, let's learn a little bit about you. You're a sophomore here at Lackawanna College. What are you studying here?
Pre-allied health.
Okay, so what do you want to do with pre-allied health?
I want to be a physical therapist. Okay. I'm pursuing that. Yeah.
Very cool. And you're from Philadelphia originally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was it that brought you here to Lackawanna College?
I actually had two people. Well, Deja, and I don't know her last name. We just close, but she the one who really recommended me to Lackawanna, and I really liked at the time. I liked their program, and I liked where they were going in their program. So that really inspired me to come to Lackawanna, especially like a JUCO, so I could have another year to or another 2 years to really get out there and do something. Like coming here, like I played opposition, but it's for the better because I couldn't really come out a forward in high school.
Right.
So it's just like
So
for the better.
When you first saw the student union gym, what were your thoughts there?
Like this is a nice gym. Like, this felt like home. Like I like when I came here for my visit. I was like, yeah, I like it here. Like,
right.
I really do.
Right. And so obviously your hope is to go to a 4-year school and keep playing basketball, keep doing your thing. Is that what you're hoping to do?
Yeah.
So that's certainly the goal in mind and all that. And physical therapy, is that something you want to use maybe to stay in sports or even just in general?
Yeah, just stay in sports. And like when I tore my hamstring like a couple of years ago, my physical therapist really I just love my physical therapist. I love what he did. I love like how he reminded me of me, and I'm like, I want to stay in sports. I would want to help people that's in the same predicament, even if it's not with sports, like old people or anything. Like just trying to help people out. And
what do you have any superstitions or anything that you need to do before a game or on game day to get you in the mindset or in the mode to be able to play?
Stretch.
Okay.
I don't know, like stretch and listen to my music. Like,
okay.
I'm big on stretching. Like I have to stretch for a game where it's just like I'm just playing stiff.
Was that something from the torn hamstring that you took that you knew you had to stretch out and everything, or is that something you've always done?
I started stretching when my hamstring came about, but even before that, because even before this, I was a heavy rebounder, so that takes a lot of exploding. So my body used to be tight. I used to be like, what is it? And then when in high school, my coach really like, you need to stretch, and we used to do stretches. Like, yes, I need this. I feel different. Like I need this on the court.
Right. So no, you don't have to wear certain socks or put your shoes on a certain way. Nothing like that.
No. Oh, I do have to double my socks.
Okay.
Yeah, I got double my socks for sure.
Okay. That's just a thing that you've always done and needs to happen.
Like it just feels more comfortable and sturdy. Like I like that feeling.
Okay. What music are you listening to?
Drake for sure.
Okay.
If you ask my teammates, I'm a top tier Drake fan. Like that's my lock-in.
Was your Spotify Wrapped? Were you in top 0.01% or anything like that?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes. And if you come to our home games, you will hear some Drake songs because
lot of Drake.
It's my playlist.
I was gonna say, are you the DJ?
Yeah, I'm the
Are you
DJ.
in charge?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and that's a big deal because we know the voice doesn't let just anybody step in there and play music. So
I'm in charge. So
he trusts the fact that he trusts you to do it. That's a big deal. So I know the last 2 games you guys have played some tough opponents in Monroe and Union, but you're still in the region playoffs. just confirmed region home game on Saturday against Middlesex. I mean, what's the outlook for you guys in your mind? What are you guys trying to pull here?
I'm sorry, but we feel good. Like, no matter what anybody says, we're just so, even though we started out shaky, like now, what I said earlier, like we really getting ourselves together. We're really playing as a team. So this playoff, like these playoffs is really going to be like redemption if we really win it. And I feel like we can get it. Like from the outside looking in, like they don't see how much connection we have and how much we came from. Like it's really deeper than just winning playoffs. Like it's just we gonna get this together.
Yeah, you guys have had some players get injured, have had but they've been able to stick around with the team. I mean, how does that help too? Having players like Eternity and Allie kind of stick with the team and they're not injured and off somewhere. Yeah. They're still working with you guys and they're still cheering you guys on. That has to be a big boost.
No, yes, for sure. Like last game yesterday in Union, like our bench was crazy, and it was our former injured players. It's like their energy, like even though they're not playing, they don't care. Like they gonna support us, they gonna hype us up. Like, and we really needed that yesterday, and all the other games they came to, like it's just energy. Like that's why they're really loud on the bench, because like you really see them screaming, like and one, like it gets us hyped up knowing that it's coming from them.
Right. So let's get this win on Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. Let's get it started.
Yeah, for sure.
And get things moving. Go to Union on Tuesday, and let's see what we can do, right? Yep. That's the hope. Well, Nariyah, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. Congratulations on Athlete of the Week. Thanks so much. Thanks for doing what you've done here at Lackawanna College. It means a lot to us, and we're glad we got to celebrate you a couple weeks ago with Sophomore Day. Yeah. We'll be back with more. It's Falcons Corner. Take flight.
Hey everybody, back on the Falcons Corner, voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickard, good guy that know it goes, Danny Berg, and then all the T's, SID.
All the T's.
All the T's.
And you may or may not have seen an interview with 1, 2, or 0 people.
Right. We don't know. It's all going to happen.
It's par for the course.
But I was saying,
we're in like mid-season 4.
When I met Bryant this morning, he shook my hand and his hand went up to my shoulder.
Yeah. And by Bryant, we're talking about
is probably Bryant
alum
McKinnie, yes.
Bryant McKinnie.
So he is probably perhaps one of the biggest humans I've met in my entire life. So no, he's not small.
He's on campus as of taping right now, and he's going to be talking to the student athletes a little later on. He's talking to the public at noon. It was cool. It's just really cool having him on campus back, like officially back for the first time. I know he's like kind of snuck back here and there every once in a while, but in an official capacity, and getting to interact with the student athletes and some of even like Coach Duda and some of his old coaches, I think I'm sure will be around as well. So it's kind of cool to think of him interacting with all of them.
Yeah,
so.
he was very open to the guys this morning in the weight room and took some pictures.
Yeah, saw some pictures rocking his gear.
The one I had to yell at one of our football guys because he came to me. He's like, "What is this? A new coach?" I'm like, "Dude, stop! Dude, if you don't, you live in his building."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You stop. You reside in a building named after him.
Stop talking. Stop talking. No, it's not one of your new coaches. So I had to get a little upset this morning, but that's okay.
That's all right. They're done. So he's transitioning to Lackawanna Falcon baseball right now.
Yes.
You couldn't tell.
So baseball lost a doubleheader yesterday. At Allegheny College.
Allegheny College, the game that was like destined to eventually be played, moved from a Saturday, Sunday.
So it was just a Sunday to doubleheader.
But last Thursday it was canceled on Saturday. We pushed to only Sunday. Then we got some snow. They got some rain, and it moved it to Monday. So I had zero faith on Saturday they would even play.
Right.
But at least we're outside, and at least they got to play.
Right. Yeah, so they're 0-4 now on the season, still trying to get the bats going on a consistent basis up and down the lineup. So some guys will hit, some guys won't.
Weird couple games.
Guys on base, can't get any big hits.
Because
but I think that has a lot to do with that. They play, don't do anything for a week and a half.
Yeah.
But they're getting some runs.
Yeah, they're scoring some runs. They out-hit the Trojans in both games down at Allegheny, but I think they combined, it was 16 batters left on base.
Right. Yeah, they just lacked the big hit yesterday.
It was like they were getting some hits when they had to, but they weren't getting the ones they needed. And defense is still
Right.
and
Coach
green.
McCary took to Twitters telling everyone that they're not good yet, to be patient. And I think he said the same thing last year, and they ended up being pretty good last year. So
He may have received a text from someone in the administration asking what's going on, and that prompted that tweet.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. And I know there's pieces there, and the local guys that are on the team are really good ball players.
We have to keep in mind, and we've said this before, even off camera, they don't get scrimmages.
Right.
They don't get time to kind of. A lot of the fielding they're doing is the first time they're doing fielding since the fall. So
we've had snow outside.
Yeah, we have to keep that in mind. These
Right.
games, even though they count, are their scrimmages, more or
And
less.
the impatient father is keeping that in mind.
Yes.
I just had to talk my son out of not jumping out of a moving van going 70 miles per hour on the way home yesterday. But I'm sure everything will be fine. And then softball finally kicks off their season
This weekend.
So I know they're anxious and ready to get started. Coach Pitt is done with concession stand. He wants to play.
They made a fortune this year. They had some good turnouts. It's a lot of work,
Right.
But they're going to Patrick and Henry for a JUCO jamboree.
Yeah.
Where they're going to play on, I believe, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And they'll get a lot of games in.
And I checked the weather, and other than some possible showers, it's looking pretty good in
Right.
50s to 60s and
Right.
stuff like that. So
And then speaking of this company, baseball makes a trip to Maryland. We're playing Montgomery County out of Maryland
we are.
on Saturday in the Twin Bill. So best of luck to our spring athletes as they travel south to more beautiful, better weather.
We hope.
As we're stuck here in the miserable cold, because it'll never be warm here ever.
No,
again.
at least it's been sunny at least.
It's so cold.
But it is.
At 5:15 this morning, it was so cold.
Right.
So
See,
cold.
the clouds
I don't wanna
overnight
talk
would
about
help keep any bit of heat we
There
had
was
in.
the
But
fact
it looks
that
nice.
The fact that I know that there was no clouds overnight because I was up when it was still dark and still the stars is just upsetting to me right now. So, yeah, good for you guys.
Not well. There was a 4-year-old that had his foot in some ribs.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That happens. That happens and stuff too. So, all right.
I think we're good.
We're good. We're good.
We are good.
All right.
We're
Good
good.
job,
Great.
everybody.
And we'll follow up
Good
next
luck.
week with hopefully some highlights
Yeah.
from today's events.
Yeah.
And then hopefully some highlights from women's basketball and some baseball and
Right.
some softball. We won't have any wrestling. We can talk about that next week.
Yeah. All right. Good. All right. Yeah. Good. Beautiful. For you too. You did okay too.
Air
All
high
right. Good.
five.
All right. Double thumbs up for Goddess. I never got a double thumb up. Yeah. All right.
Fonzie.
All right. We'll see you next week in the Falcons Corner. Take flight.